the NBA on 2K Sports. Kevin Harlan here along with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony here at the Verizon Center. The fans in Washington, D.C. amped up for their Wizards. And so off the tip, it's New York. So a look at our starters for the Knicks. They've got a follow. Anthony is out there with Porzingis. Then there's Robin Lopez. And it's Galloway in at the one spot.
And Robin Lopez, last season, he missed about 6 weeks with that broken hand. But freak injuries aside, he's been pretty durable over the course of his career. Had played in all 82 games the previous 2 seasons.
And both free throws good for Lopez. And Robin Lopez signing a new contract this offseason. He had been significantly underpaid for his production over the last 2 seasons.
And Kevin, you knew he was due for a raise. 7-footers who impact the game at both ends the way he does are really valuable.
Here's Porzingis. That one falls coming off Anthony's feet.
And that's the kind of lead pass we've come to expect from him.
Beal against the follow. Beal with it. And stolen by a follow. Anthony against Wall. Anthony kicks to Galloway. And he makes good on the layup. Galloway has got his first points in this one. A slow start for Washington in this one. 6-point game. Wall, that's good.
Don't take your eyes off of him because he can make plays from multiple spots on the floor. Put the isolated cam on him.
Here's Galloway to the inside. Stolen by Dub. That's good.
Defensively, that possession better not start a trend because they just handed him 2 points.
Beal dishes the Wall. Nene, the screen. Wall kicks to Beal. Here's Dudley. Aflalo pulls it in.
The defense needs to play tight on him, and that's exactly what they did to force that miss. Well done.
Gord's out with the rebound. For Washington, they've gone just 1 of 4 to get this game started. Washington's offense last year looked solid on paper, but in reality, it was much tougher to defend against. They could hurt you in a number of ways.
And the Wizards, Kevin, could get you in transition, but they could also, as you mentioned, they could get you with their half-court sets. Top 10 in field goal percentage as well as 3-point percentage last season.
And, you know, for the Wizards, it wasn't just how they scored, but who scored. I mean, they ended the season with all 5 starters averaging double-digit points, and that's a rarity.
And thinking back to the Wizards having all of their starting 5 scoring in double digits last year, those are the kinds of teams that coaches hate to plan against. Any given night, one of them can step up and hurt you, and you just couldn't plan for where their points were going to come from.
Kept alive. No good with the layup. Washington with the ball. Trailing by 4. Nene. Count the bucket coming off a perfectly placed assist. Nene's got his first bucket of the night. For New York, they've gone 50% from the field, hitting 3 of 6 since the opening tip. Lopez a screen. Passes it to a float. Shoots from the baseline. That one off the back iron and out. Wizards have gone 2 of 5 here, making 40% so far to start out the game. Gord's shot misses.
And he thought he had a clear path to the hoop, but the defense didn't give up on that play and cut him off. Yeah, good job to take it right at the knee.
Yeah, really left him no choice there, Greg. He had to foul and keep him from converting the easy bucket.
For New York, they have had 2 chances at the line already, making them both.
Listen, the Knicks had a hard time scoring last year, just lacked any real presence in the paint, and lacking that paint threat makes things easier for the opposing defense.
You know, the Knicks, they were second to last in field goal percentage from their front court. Granted, they were hit by injuries. It seemed like all over the place all season.
Yeah, you know, with that poor field goal percentage shooting and being top 3 in field goal attempts on the year, not a good combination.
Dudley, no luck.
just tentative in the paint, lacking a little bit of confidence, allowed the defender to recover and contest that shot.
Anthony with it, picked up by Nene. Outside Anthony, fires the three. Tries again, and it's Lopez laying it in.
And that putback about as easy a bucket as you're going to get.
Exactly what happens when you don't box out, Greg.
Now here's Wall. Pass to Beal. Cannot hit. Excellent D there from Aflalo. Here's Galloway. He's guarded by Dudley. Aflalo kicks to Anthony. Back to Aflalo. That's in there. Anthony with the assist. Anthony's got 3 assists tonight.
You know, getting that first make is key after 4 misses to start, guys. I mean, hopefully he can build on that.
And Wall kicks to Nene. And that one off the back of the rim and in. Nene's got his second bucket of the game to go.
Well, I tell you what, Nene is a man among boys down low. Remarkable physical power. He's also got a tough mentality about him. Just a real rugged individual.
And a new group getting ready to come in for Washington. Chris Humphries has checked in for Nene. Porter comes in for Jared Dudley. Gary Neal's checked in for Beal. And Sessions subbed in for John Wall. Now, here's Grant. That's good.
I tell you, he has some impressive moves in his repertoire. That's as good as it gets, but just one of many.
1:22 left in the first quarter. It's Gortat with the drive. It's rebounded by Seraphin.
And this is why you need good defenders on the interior to contest shots.
Yeah, Greg, making every shot a hard one, even the shots in close.
I guess even he has to miss one of those once in a while.
And Neal kicks to Porter. Drops in the tray. Porter's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the 2 ball.
How in the world did they let him get that wide open?
Calderon passes to O'Quinn. The feed to Grant. There's the screen. He kicks it to Seraphin. Grant outside. 5 to shoot. Second shot opportunity. Gortat with the block. We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Neal's shot is off. New York leading by 4. Grant dishes to Calderon. And the foul called on Gary Neal. That's his first foul. And so it's New York with it. And O'Quinn kicks to Seraphin. Now O'Quinn, he hasn't scored yet. That I'm sure will change. Out of bounds, Knicks ball as New York keeps possession of it. Four on the clock. Connects. The jumper drops. Sessions. No good. And so the first quarter is in the books. Knicks lead by 6. Stay with us as we get set to bring you the second quarter right after this. Something special into him.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, but I'm not sure some of the more delicate NBA egos can handle her trash talking them when she beats them in a game of horse. Bradley's not only got a special J, but he's got a pretty good disposition too.
All right, the second quarter beginning in just a moment. And guys, what's your take on the Knicks so far?
A lot of tough D being played by them so far. It's been the difference maker.
Greg, no uncontested shots for the most part. That's why they've had success.
The talented Wall and Beal team up in the backcourt. Nene is out there with Humphries. And it's Oubre in at the 3. That's the group on the floor right now for Washington. Outside Anthony. Somehow ignores the tight D and gets the layup. Anthony's got the first basket of the second quarter for the Knicks. Well, last season, the Wizards fell off just a bit in the second half of the year. Still, very competitive at home.
Yeah, and their strong play at home helped them weather that storm, Kevin. I mean, they ended up going 29-12 here at the Verizon Center.
That 29 wins mark at home for the Wizards, third best in the East. That team really liked shooting the ball here, as they were a top 5 3-point percentage team in this building.
And really the driving factor for why Washington was so good at home was their defense. I mean, they would finish with the best field goal percentage against in the entire league in their home building. You don't think of the Wizards as a lockdown team, but in the Verizon Center, that's exactly what they were.
Tipped away. That's going to be over and back. Not watching for the line that time. Wizards trail by 6. And Beal kicks the wall. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Wall's got 5 points in the quarter.
You might not think of him as a laser 3-point shooter, but that shot was there for him, and he had to take it.
There's Galloway, covered by Wall. From deep a follow, rebounded by Dudley. Wizards have gone 1 of 3 to start out the second quarter. Wall passes to Nene. Dudley's shot is good. Dudley's got his first points of the game.
Give credit where credit is due right there. A terrific assist.
Galloway kicks to Aflalo. Here's Anthony. Soft touch off the glass. Anthony's got 6 points.
That is really poor defensive awareness. I mean, he's one guy you don't want to give any space to. You've got to stay attached and connected.
Wall dishes to Beal. He feeds it to Oubre. There's the pick. And that one's good.
I'll tell you what, guys, Bradley Beal, a devastating long-range shooter. Effortless and smooth, textbook mechanics. When he gets in the rhythm from behind the arc, lights out, baby, lights out.
New York calls timeout.
Well, I know last year the Knicks seemed to me to be very passive offensively, and that can sometimes be the case when you're trying to learn the triangle offense, but they never seem to attack the rim at all.
And now Doris Burke has an update from the sidelines.
Thanks, Kevin. Derek Fisher had some words for his team over that last break. He told the team he wanted their offense to run through Carmelo Anthony. The coach detailed the ways to ensure he's the one in charge out there, with the ball in his hands and the rest of the players falling in line behind him. Guys, they're clearly hoping those changes have an effect even before this game makes it to halftime. Kevin?
All right, Doris, thanks. And a closer look here at the Hustle stats for New York.
Well, I think the defensive aggressiveness on display here has caught him off guard, playing airtight defense and coming up with the steal.
Yeah, and one thing, Clark, I've noticed is how quick their hands have been tonight. Thanks to that, they've gotten a lot of points off of turnover.
As you mentioned, the Knicks very shy at going to the rim last year. Really could have used that dynamic among a lot of things to their game.
Yeah, and no doubt about it. I mean, think about this. The Knicks were last in the league in drive per game as a team. And so they struggled shooting. When they did attack the rim, only 42%. So those areas have to improve if this team wants to become competitive.
Here's Lopez, and it is flushed down with a nice jam.
Ooh, that's as forceful a finish as you're ever going to see out of this guy.
Well, gee, it adds now to their lead in spectacular fashion.
And you know, that lead's only going to grow if they're not prepared to defend a little more staunchly than that.
For the Wizards, Gortat's checked in for Nene. Otto Porter Jr. comes in for Oubre. And Sessions subbed in for John Wall. And a new group in for the Knicks. Kyle Quinn, he's checked in for Porzingis. Williams comes in for Anthony. Jose Calderon, he's checked in for Aaron Aflalo. And it's Grant in for Langston Galloway. Lopez a screen. Calderon passes to Lopez. If you look at the numbers for Robin Lopez, Clark, they won't blow you away, but his impact is a lot bigger.
Exactly, Kevin. I mean, he's unselfish as a player, does all the little things. He's not focused on his numbers or shot attempts, and that's a welcome. deal for coaches and teammates. He just wants to help his crew win.
And Washington making a change here. Humphries checked in. And the second free throw, good. And Washington has possession. 7-point differential. Ball's knocked loose. Stolen by O'Quinn. Ramon Sessions with the steal. And Gortat kicks to Porter. And O'Quinn sends it back.
I'd love to see them impose themselves a little more on the backboard. That's a great way to find confidence. Always a surefire way to get back in the game.
Well, guys, they need to do something to reduce this deficit. We'll see if that's the answer.
And speaking of the intangibles for Robin Lopez, he's great at boxing out for rebounds and setting screens offensively. Again, things that there really aren't stats that are kept, but those are ways you can impact the game. And those are the kind of plays that often go overlooked.
Kevin Seraphin, he's checked in for Lopez. And 1:01 left in the second quarter. Seraphin dishes to Grant. And O'Quinn kicks to Seraphin. Another shot. Shot's good by Williams. And it's an 11-point Knicks lead.
Now, they've done a great job of getting into the middle of that defense and scoring in the paint.
And that's why they're on this run. You get that close to the hoop, and it's a lot easier to make shots.
Porter, no luck.
And Lopez, or as they like to call him, Rolo, an elite rim protector. Just a really good shot blocker, but he doesn't chase blocks. He just challenges every shot inside without fouling.
Calderon has the open look. And the Knicks hit again from deep. 23 seconds left to play in the first half. Grant against Sessions. And they get it. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle on a lot of contact there. This is his first trip to the line tonight.
And going back to his numbers from just a season ago, he was knocking it down at a 77% clip.
And the first one at the line is good. Wizards making a switch here. And so Sessions nails both of them.
And they're getting to the line a lot in this quarter, guys, and it hasn't been by accident.
Yeah, I don't think it's an accident that aggressiveness correlates with playing better. So the aggressiveness is starting to pay off.
Grant kicks to Seraphin. And so that brings the first half to a close. Knicks out front, up by 12. And time now to go courtside as we send you over to Doris Burke from the sideline. Doris?
So, Carmelo, what has been the focus for this team during the first half of play?
Well, we're doing it on both ends of the court. We buckle down on the defensive end. We're sharing the ball offensively, making good plays, challenging every possession count. And we're doing that the first half.
Nice to see it come together on both sides of the ball, Melo. Thanks for the time. Gentlemen?
Thank you, Doris. And folks, don't go away after the break. We'll see you right back here for the start of the second half in the third quarter. Welcome back, everyone, to the start of the second half. Big margin on our hands, but we'll see if that gap narrows down in the third and fourth quarters.
Some really terrific numbers for Lopez. 9 points, and he's contributed 3 points from the line, too.
And those free throws add up, guys. That is extra offense.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the second half of basketball. On the court for the Knicks, Porzingis is out there with Anthony. Then there's Aflalo. Then there's Robin Lopez. And it's Galloway in at the 1. Dishes it to Aflalo. Lopez kicks to Anthony. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Galloway. Oh, good on the triple. Wizards trail by 12. And here is Gortat. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Now the dish to Beal. Back to Gortat. From 12 feet out, he drains it as the shot clock ticks down. Gortat's got the first field goal of the second half for Washington. And Nene, a guy with an incredibly strong start to his career in Denver, the first Brazilian to ever be selected in the first round. Voted, as you may recall, to the NBA All-Rookie team.
Yeah, it came into the league just a tremendously raw talent, really developed faster than a lot of people expected, but what has been the case for him is the injury bug. I mean, the knee, the foot, shoulder, Achilles, you name it, he's had it, and it's hindered his career somewhat.
And cancer. He's beaten cancer.
That's a very good point.
Here's Galloway, and he sinks the shot coming off a strong pick. Galloway has got 6 points.
Great job of utilizing that screen and finding space to knock down the jumper. Good basketball.
Time called here. The Wizards decide to talk it over.
Yeah, you know, going back to Nene, in 14 years, he's been able to suit up for roughly 65% of the games. That's tough on the team's continuity on both ends of the floor. Injuries have been a part of that, though, and oftentimes those are beyond the player's control.
New York leading by 12. A follow kicks to Galloway. Lopez, a screen on Wall. Back to Aflalo, and the pass to Porzingis. New York moving the ball around. Goes up to the stripe, and the shot no good, a bit short.
And you know, guys, the thing with Nene, he helps you in so many ways when he's in there. He's hard to back down in the post. He eats up space, tough to get around on picks. He has the toughness that champions Carmelo.
Oubre's checked in for Gorchak. A little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the third. Here's Galloway, covered by Wall. Porzingis passes to Carmelo. 6 on the shot clock. From 13. And again, it's the Knicks missing.
Yeah, the offense scuffling a bit to start this second half. Only 1 for the first 5.
Here's Galloway, covered by Wall. Pass to Aflalo. Anthony on the wing. Oh, that's blocked. And so the ball out of bounds. Beal touched it last. Gary Neal's checked in for Washington. The Knicks leading by 10.
I mean, the Knicks were bad last year, and it became evident early on as the season grew older. More and more of their national coverage games were being built.
Wizards making a switch here. Humphries checked in, and a switch here also for New York. Kevin Seraphin, he's checked in for Robin Lopez. To the left wing. Neal dishes the Wall. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Oubre kicks to Wall. The three-pointer, no good. New York's gotten blank from three-point land so far in the third. Still 0 for 3. Feeds to Aflalo. Beyond the arc. And the rebound goes to Nene. Nene's got 3 rebounds so far in the game. Neal's shot is off.
Oh, that's a golden opportunity to finish on the break, and he blows it.
Yeah, at this level, you got to make that shot. It's plain and simple. You got to knock that one down.
Here's Galloway, covered by Wall. Galloway, no good.
He's going to play his way right onto the bench and out of the game if he continues to shoot it like he has so far in this quarter.
Nene kicks to Neal. And that one goes in as he is fouled. It'll be 3 points if he converts at the line.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Well, listless and lifeless at the defensive end. I mean, especially inside. They've really got to pick up that interior defense.
So for the Wizards, Otto Porter Jr. comes in for Oubre, and Sessions subbed in for John Wall. The Knicks also changing it up. Kyle O'Quinn, he's checked in for Porzingis. Calderon comes in for Aaron Aflalo. And it's Grant in for Langston Galloway. Grant the pass to O'Quinn. Seraphin, and the refs are going to rule that unnecessary contact. It's a flagrant one foul.
And Kevin, I gotta tell you, he's probably fortunate to just get a flagrant one there. I mean, so much contact. The officials easily could have gone even harder on him.
Greg, I agree. He better be on his best behavior from now on. One more flagrant of any variety, and he's out of here. He hits the second from the line. And the Knicks making a change here. Williams is checked in. Kicks it to Grant. O'Quinn dishes to Grant. Calderon against Sessions. Shoots the three. Can't get it to go. Now Washington takes it the other way. Porter kicks to Nene. Got a piece of it. It's stolen by Calderon. New York leading by 8. Down low. Shot's good for Seraphin.
And that assist got him a little nod from his teammate after that one.
Wizards have gone 3 of 7 on field goal attempts here in the second half. There's 39 seconds left in the third. Here's Sessions. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. Well, nobody really knew, Greg, what to make of Washington going into last year's playoffs. They came out strong with a big sweep against a pretty good Raptors team.
Yeah, how about taking them down 4 straight? And it was the first time a team has swept an opponent without home court advantage since 2011. Also, was the first sweep for the Wizards in franchise history.
And Washington making a change here. Gortat's checked in. Williams can't get it to go.
There's no getting around the simple fact that that's a shot he has to knock down.
And too long on the shot.
He worked himself into a really good position there, right near the basket. That's the look he wanted.
Calderon against Porter. Some solid defense from Grant.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
And we've reached the end of the third. Knicks lead by 9. And we're coming back in just a moment. Get ready for the fourth quarter of action when we return. Hello and thanks for joining us, folks. The fourth quarter of play should begin momentarily. New York leading by 9. The great pair of Wall and Beal are at the guard spots. Jared Dudley out there with Gortat. And it's Oubre in at the 3. That's the 5 on the 4 for the Wizards. Passes it to Galloway. To the middle. Shot clock at 6. Nice shot by Porzingis.
Timely passing leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success.
Everybody on the same page, completely in sync, tremendous communication and awareness.
Gortat against Lopez. Down low. Here's Oubre. And he floats in for the easy 2. Credit the assist on that one.
And their solid play in the paint continues, guys.
And that's been their focus, it seems, throughout the game. I like the discipline that they've showed in terms of creating those opportunities on the inside.
That's their 3rd straight make off an assist.
Great ball movement.
We're just over a minute into this final quarter of play. Outside, Wall. It's Beal on the wing. And he drops in the way up off the glass.
Not phased at all by having a bigger defender on him down low. And I really thought he would be.
You know, at first glance, you wouldn't think that he'd be comfortable in that particular situation. But, boy, I tell you what, he didn't look like he was out of his element at all right there.
New York calls timeout.
And we've all seen how dominant Bradley Beal can be. The 3rd overall pick in the 2012 draft. He's already had a solid young career, but still plenty of room to grow.
Let's go quickly over to Doris Burke for an update.
Thanks, Kevin. Derek Fisher had some words for his team over that last break. With his team struggling from three-point territory, he told them to start looking for more high-quality shots inside the paint. We're forcing too many threes, he said. Stop with the bombs and work it inside.
Talking about Bradley Beal's potential, it's not just the shooting, it's also the passing, and you really don't think of him as a passer, but for such a young two-guard. He's extremely unselfish, averaged over 3 assists a game over the past 2 years.
And the true stars of our game feature versatility. And here's a guy that has also tremendous upside as a rebounder. I mean, how about getting 7 boards almost a game the 1 year he was in college? So he understands the importance of impacting other areas. I mean, last season he had his highest steals average of his career, and everything's upside with this young man. The sky's the limit.
Excellent point.
And that'll increase their rebound advantage. They've definitely been winning that battle on the board.
You know what? No rebounds, no rings, and they've controlled the boards, and that's what's given them control of this game.
And over 2.5 minutes in the books here in the fourth. There's a screen by Gorton. Outside, Wall. And there's the foul. It'll go on Jared Dudley. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Yeah, first turnover of the game. Overall, though, he's been rock solid.
The Knicks leading by 15. Galloway kicks to Aflalo. It's Carmelo Anthony on the way. That one wide left for Washington. They've gone 2 of 4 from the field since we started the final quarter of play. And he gets it to go.
Really crisp, intelligent passing to make that basket possible.
The Knicks have gone 5 of 6 from the field to start the fourth quarter on a roll. Galloway, the pass to Anthony. He dishes it to Aflalo. A 3. Porzingis can't hit.
You know, 9 times out of 10, he's going to knock that one down. He'll spray that one on you.
Ed Beal kicks to Gortat. Rebound by Anthony. The Knicks shooting here about 46% for the game. It's to Porzingis. In the corner, it's Galloway. Here's Lopez. Good for the 5th time in 5 shots. He remains perfect.
Guys, he's having a ball out there. I mean, we knew going in that he'd have an advantage on the glass, but I didn't think he could be this dominant. What a difference.
Washington calls timeout. Well, nobody said, Greg, being in the NBA was for the faint of heart. The Knicks in a few short years have gone from a playoff team, unfortunately, to the worst team in the NBA.
Hard to fathom, Kevin, that the Knicks did enter last season with playoff aspirations, but that quickly vanished. They were just completely overmatched and overwhelmed.
To the paint. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
Hey guys, Porzingis was almost a rookie last season, but he opted to pull out of the early entry and wait a year for this past summer's draft. Seems to have worked out for him as far as how his draft stock has changed.
Off on that one, so he goes 1 for 2 at the line. Greg, you're right with Porzingis. It made sense for him to wait 1 more year. Mark has a lot to learn, but still comes over, as a much talked about player, a much better player than had he declared last season.
I agree with you, yet he'll still need time to develop, but all the ingredients are there. He's got a chance to be a really good player.
Yeah, the Latvian had a great shot for his height, and it'll be an interesting stretch for in the NBA.
Good call.
Wall dishes to Dudley. A minute 20 left in the game. Again, the miss by Wall.
Been a real difficult game for him offensively, and it's costly.
Anthony, the pass to Grant. Inside. They double him with Wall. Gortat with the block. All alone, and Wall with the slam.
And that's how the coach would draw it up on the fast break from start to finish.
Yeah, and what a finish it was, guys. Really nicely done.
Wall against Grant. To the paint. Here's a follow. Gortat with the block. Inside. And Wall gets it to go in on the assist by Dudley.
No doubt about it. He has done a ton to help his team, but he's going to have to do even more if they want to have a chance to get back in this one.
Got that bucket in no time at all.
And the fans already heading for the exits, clearly not pleased with the way things turned out today.
Well, Greg, this was a well-deserved win. I mean, they came into this building and acted like it was their home turf. I mean, they were the ones calling the shots and controlling everything.
Anthony kicks to Lopez. 13 feet away. Can't get it to go. Gorjon with the defensive effort. Dudley's shot is good.
Ooh, tough layup with the guy right on him. He can be a hard player to handle at times.
So it's New York picking up the win. They came in here and took care of business like they were the home team.
And Kevin, how about the mental toughness that this group showed? They were never rattled at all by the opposing fans.
Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. This is Kevin Harlan saying thank you for tuning in. See you next